Hello students, today we will study about the electrolysis of aqueous copper sulfate using copper electrodes and using inert electrodes, and the inert electrodes will be of platinum only. Okay, so first see by using copper electrodes. This is an arrangement of electrolysis. This is a tank in which aqueous copper sulfate is filled. These two are the electrodes which are of copper only. This one is the negative electrode cathode and this one is the positive electrode anode. Okay, now electrolytic cell, it is shown here. Electrolyte which is taken here, it is of aqueous copper sulfate. Electrodes, both the electrodes are of copper and these both are active electrodes. It means these electrodes, both of them will take part in a chemical reaction. Temperature, it is ordinary temperature, no nothing special temperature is required here. Current will be 3 amperes. And electrode reaction, see what reactions will take place. First, dissociation of copper sulfate in water will take place. Yes, copper sulfate will dissociate to give copper ion and sulfate ion, and water will dissociate to give H plus and OH minus hydroxyl ions. So the total ions which are present in the solution, they are copper ion, sulfate ion, hydrogen ion and hydroxyl ions. Okay, now the reaction at cathode. Cathode is the negative electrode, so positive ions will move towards it. There they'll gain electrons, 2 electrons, and it will change into copper metal. It means copper metal will be collected at cathode. Product at cathode, it will be copper metal. Okay, now copper ions are discharged at the cathode as neutral copper atoms by accepting electrons. Cu2 plus, it lies below H plus, that's why Cu2 plus is collected over there, because the fight will be between these two. And since Cu2 plus, it is lower in the electrochemical series as compared to H plus, so copper will be discharged at cathode. Now see at anode. Anode, what will happen? Sulfate ion will also move there. Hydroxyl ions will also migrate to the anode, but none of these will be collected. Okay, this is the active electrode itself. It will take part in a chemical reaction, and see what will happen. The copper which is present over here, this copper, by losing electron, it will start coming in the solution. See, from the solution, copper ions are moving and collecting here, and this anode, from this anode, copper ions, by losing electrons, they are coming here in the solution. It means the what is the deficiency of these copper ions, it is neutralized, or it is done by, fulfilled by the copper electrode, this one. Okay, so see what will happen here. Copper, it will lose 2 electrons and it will give 2 copper ions. Sulfate and hydroxyl, they both will migrate to the anode, neither are discharged there, because see, it's very important, neither are discharged there, because the copper, it is an active electrode and itself it takes part in the reaction. So nothing out of these two will be discharged. Copper itself will take part in a chemical reaction, and that copper, it will lose 2 electrons and it will come in the solution in the form of copper ions. Okay, loss of electron, it is oxidation. It means copper, it is an active electrode and it takes part in the reaction. Copper anode itself ionizes to give copper ions, and the process of oxidation, it takes place at anode, and hence it is also called oxidizing electrode. This electrode is also called oxidizing electrode. Now see what was happening here. Copper, from the solution, they were moving towards this electrode and they were changing into copper metal, and this copper metal, from this copper, the ions, they were coming here in the solution. It means the blue color of the copper sulfate, it will remain blue, because the loss of the copper ion from the solution, it is fulfilled by these copper ions which were coming from anode. Okay, so this was about electrolysis of aqueous copper sulfate when both the electrodes are made up of active metal, that is copper. The electrolyte aqueous copper sulfate may be acidified with traces of dilute sulfuric acid, means little of dilute sulfuric acid is added to it. Acidification of electrolyte with traces of dilute sulfuric acid, why it is done? It enhances the conductivity of the electrolyte and it may prevent hydrolysis of electrolyte. Okay, that's why we use a little of dilute sulfuric acid. Copper ions are formed at anode if copper electrodes are used. When copper electrodes we were using, copper ions they were collecting, they were coming from copper, from the anode copper ions were coming out, and at cathode copper ions were moving and they were gaining electron and were changing into copper metal. This was happening when active electrodes were there, both the electrodes were of copper. Okay, now if we'll use inert electrode, inert means if you'll use the electrodes of platinum or carbon, then dissociation will take place in the same manner. Like copper sulfate, it will dissociate to give copper ion and sulfate ion, and water will also dissociate to give H plus and OH minus ion. At cathode, what will happen? The same reaction will take place. Two copper ions, copper 2 plus ion, they will gain 2 electron and will change into copper metal. But at anode, see what will happen. The fight will be between sulfate and hydroxide, and which will win? Hydroxide only, because it is present lower in the series. So it will be collected at anode. Okay, there it will lose an electron and OH will be formed, multiplied by 2, then 2OH, they will form H2O and nascent oxygen, and we know that oxygen cannot exist in atomic state. It means such reactions will take place. 4OH, it will give 2H2O plus O2, and the product at anode will be oxygen gas when we will use inert electrode. And when the active electrode, both the electrodes will be of copper, then the product at anode, it will be nothing will be collected there, only copper ions they will be formed there and they will come in the solution. Now see, if they will be coming here in the solution at cathode, this reaction is taking place at anode. From anode copper ions they will be coming here in the solution and they will be it shows a loss in the mass of the anode. If anode, it will lose its electron, it will lose its ions, it will change into copper plus 2. It means it will become thin and it will start becoming thicker. Yes, because from the solution copper ions are moving here, they are gaining electrons and they are collecting over here on its surface, and the copper from this metal, they in the form of copper ions, they are moving towards the electrolyte. It means it will start becoming thinner and it will start becoming thicker when both the electrodes are made up of copper. Okay, now here copper ions and H plus, they will both will migrate. Copper ions they will win and they will collect there in the towards at cathode, and anode they both will migrate. And OH, since they are present lower in the series, OH they will be oxidized there and they will liberate oxygen. Okay, the blue color of aqueous copper sulfate solution remains unchanged during electrolysis of copper sulfate. When it will remain unchanged? When we will use copper electrodes. But the color will fade when platinum electrodes will be used, because copper from the solution, it will go here, but if it is made up of platinum, then its loss will not be recharged. Okay, so its color of this electrolyte, it will keep on fading. Now if copper anode is used, for every copper plus 2 discharge at the cathode, as neutral copper atom, a copper 2 plus it is added in the solution. It's the same thing, from solution to cathode and from cathode anode to solution. This will happen, and therefore the blue color of copper sulfate, due to the presence of copper plus 2 ions in the solution, it will not fade. But on the other hand, the color will discharge because the replacement will not be there. Okay, so this was about the electrolysis of copper sulfate using copper electrodes. Now see, applications of electrolysis. Electrolysis, it is applied for electroplating of metals, electro refining or purification of metals, extraction of metal, that is electrometallurgy. Okay, this the whole chapter, it is the next chapter which we will study. Electroplating, plating or covering a metal with another metal by passing electricity. Electroplating, it is the electrolytic process of deposition of a superior metal. like nickel, silver, chromium or gold on the surface of a baser metal. There is some baser metal of the article, and over that article some superior metal is electroplated. Reason for electroplating. Why it is done? It prevents corrosion or rusting. Suppose some base metal, it is made up of iron, and we have to prevent that iron from rusting, so we will electroplate that iron with nickel or chromium. Make the article attractive. It gives an expensive appearance to that. Suppose any brass article is there, and that brass article, it is electroplated with silver or gold. Okay, so this is why electroplating is done. And now see the conditions for electroplating. The article to be electroplated, it is always placed at cathode. See, these things you have to keep in mind properly. Go through these because it is asked. Definitely one or two questions will be asked from this topic. During electrolytic reaction, the metal is always deposited at the cathode. Cathode is the negative electrode, metal ions are positive ions. They will always migrate towards the cathode, and there they will gain electrons. Okay, so article to be electroplated, it is always made cathode. The metal to be electroplated on the article is always made anode. The metal to be electroplated, the metal which we want to electroplate on the article, it is always made anode, and it has to be replaced periodically. The metal anode continuously dissolves in ions in the solution, and from the solution those will be collected there on the article. The electrolyte must contain ions of the metal. There in the electrolyte also the metals of that ion which has to be electroplated, or the metal which whose electroplating has to be done on the article, those ions should present in the electrolyte also. Suppose we have to electroplate any article with silver, so that article will be made cathode, silver will be made anode, and some silver electrolyte should be taken as an some silver ion, it should be taken as an electrolyte. Okay, now low current should be there. This is very important. Why low current for a longer time should be there? Because higher current causes uneven deposition of the metal. It will form flakes, and those flakes will be it will destroy the article very easily and readily. But if we'll supply low current for a longer time, it initiates a smooth, firm, uniform and long lasting deposition. This is very important. Okay, see, a low current for a longer time is used because low current for a longer time initiates a smooth, firm, uniform and long lasting deposition. If high current will be passed, then it will cause uneven deposition of the metal. A direct current, not AC. DC is used. AC current causes discharge and ionization to alter the cathode, thus giving no effective coating. That's why always a direct current is used. And the process of electroplating we'll study in our next video. Thank you.